And hey, everyone, it is Mark Newstater with eXp Realty, and this is another Calgary real estate show. We're almost in mid-January, guys. What is going on with that?
It's crazy. And it's been so mild.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still Christmas, isn't it?
We just put our Christmas decorations down yesterday.
Is your Christmas tree still up, Jaden?
No, so see, we're early up and early down. December 26th, that tree was out of this house.
And are you we should have been talking about this earlier. Were you natural or artificial tree people?
Artificial, yeah. We like I like the idea of natural. Not great with young kids.
Yeah.
No, very true.
Yeah.
Very, very
Yeah.
true. And what else is going on this week, guys? Jaden, how's your week been?
Yeah, wonderful. Like you said, the weather has been great. My heating went out, but who cares because it's 3 degrees, right? So we got that all fixed. We were hammering the fireplace for a couple of days, but life is good. How about you guys?
Yeah, it's been good. It's been busy, and people wanting to list their homes, buy homes. Are actually heading out after this to show homes to clients that are moving here from Vancouver. Mm-hmm. Very popular thing these days.
Yeah.
And we're listing some properties and helping people get them ready, which is, I think, a big part of it. And we can talk more about that later. But yeah, it's been busy, and we're going to be playing a very interesting game this weekend called I can't remember the name of it now. But if you lose a round, you have to sing karaoke. So
I'm dead.
Like anything involving karaoke, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. All right, well, let's get to the stats here for this week of January 5th to 12th. So very interesting here. You may look at this and go, what is going on? We had 166 new listings and only 91 sales of detached homes in this past week. However, how long typically does, Natalie, you answer this question, how long typically does it take from an accepted offer to removal of conditions?
On average, 2 weeks.
On average, 2 weeks. Right? Yeah. So what was 2 weeks ago? That was right around Christmas and New Year's, which I think that is why we have an aberration in the stats this week. We'll look at it again next week and over the following weeks. Because certainly that is a blip on the radar if you look back to 5 weeks ago, right? So we've been, anywhere from a sale to new listing ratio of 114% on the low to 215% right before Christmas, right before Christmas. This week at only 54%. Again, I think that's entirely due to the holidays. When we look at days on market at 52 and price reduced 73, so that bumped up a little bit this week as well. I think a lot of people are probably sitting around over the holidays going, I think we might be a little overpriced. We're not selling. I was actually chatting with my friend this morning in New Brighton, and he had asked me to keep an eye on a property a couple of houses down from them, and it's been on the market a while. And the reality is, in this market, if your home is, staged well, is in good condition, you should be selling fairly quickly, even at a $750,000 $750,000 price point. So our active detached, not including pendings, of course, at 933. So look at that. Even though we had a significant bump up of new listings, we really didn't go up in active detached really at all. We went up by 4. And similarly, on total active, we only went up by 3. And then when we look back at last year at the same time, so a lot less sales in this first full week of January, 41% lower actually. Who knows what the reasoning is? It might be interest rates. It's hard to really tell. Our new listings are very close, only 7% down. Active listings, really a year ago this time, we didn't have a ton of active listings either. So I think now is when we're really going to start to see it, and we're already seeing it with new listings hitting the market. And then, days on market's actually at 47. I didn't update that previous slide. So to kind of just wrap this up, so what does this mean if you're a buyer or seller? Right now, obviously, is a great time to get your home prepped. So we've had a couple of meetings in the last week with sellers here in Woodbine, actually, and some friends of ours are going to be listing their property, and they had some work to do to make it, really saleable. Like first day, first weekend saleable. And Natalie helped them greatly with their punch list of projects that they needed to get completed, and they did an amazing job. So that property is going to be hitting the market here in Woodbine. It's a bungalow right at 600,000. Great property. So if you know people, if you're watching this later and you know people that are looking for a bungalow in this southwest neck of the woods, please have them reach out to us. And then really a luxury property in northwest part of Calgary, just off of 14th Street. Do the same thing, right? So theirs is more just kind of clean up and declutter. But so yeah, get your home ready, get it ready to rock and roll, and price it well. And especially in that 600, 700 and under range, you're likely going to have a fairly quick sale on that. So let's go back to the slides and over to Jaden's interest rates.
Yeah, and absolutely not big changes this week. We've seen some of the 5-year fixed go up slightly. That's just some of the promos that were happening over Christmas falling off. And that to me is a little bit of a prep for the spring market. They're going to have new promos coming up. But one of the interesting things that happened kind of across the board, and it's funny how lenders follow each other, right? And so there's been some promos on the back in terms of compensation and things like that, and they all kind of fell off at once, right? And so
right.
We're kind of hopeful that those go back and get put back into the market, right? So rather than getting a little bit extra compensation here, let's take a little bit off those rates and help out the clients and bring some of that down. So we'll see what happens over the next couple of months. Honestly, Bank of Canada, there's still talk of maybe a small quarter point hike next week. That's based on the back of stronger than expected jobs numbers for December. Well, how many of those were Christmas part-time jobs? How much of that is the fact that we have 1 million underserved jobs in Canada right now? I just don't know, right? So you can never really tell exactly what they're going to do. We think we're at the near the end of that upward rate cycle there. But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of, that when I look at that 4.79 versus the 4.99 on the 5-year to 3-year, and I was just talking to my mentor about this today. She had people who were choosing that 5-year at 4.79 because they wanted to take that extra, 20 bips off, that 0.2% off, and save that money. My advice on that, if you're really a fixed person, I think that 4.99 is very attractive because you have a chance on that last 2 years to really bring down the average interest rate amount, because we don't think that they're going to be like this 3 years from now, right? So
yeah, exactly.
All right.
Over to you, Natalie. I love this topic today, fireplace, because we painted our fireplace. We should have put a picture of our before and after on our fireplace. We just painted it, including the stone. But I think you're getting a little design inspiration for our place here, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I have plans.
Oh, here we go.
Your honey-do list is going to get a little bit longer.
All right. That's fair.
Okay, so today we're going to talk about fireplace decor ideas to warm your hearth. This one I love. It's saying follow the roof line. So if you have a big pitch ceiling and you've got this beautiful, most people just have a little shorter fireplace on there, draw that line up, and it just makes such a statement piece. If you put a big chandelier or something in front of it, stunning. The next one is make it a double-sided fireplace, which is a great idea. It's actually sort of funny because I'm helping my brother do design work on his house in California, and this is exactly what we're doing in his house, and it's stunning. It's going to be that mid-century with the slatted wood, and oh, love it, love it, love it. The next one is add a tile feature, which is a really good way just to brighten a room, add a little pop of color, add a little bit of texture to it. It just really shows beautifully. Obviously, as you can see here, it's got that sort of cool arabesque kind of style on it, and it can just really transform a room quite nicely. This one is preserving exposed brick. So if you're in an older home, and I'm not talking preserving like the white painted brick from 1972, which I had in the last house. This is on a house that's, from the 40s, 50s, 60s. It just adds really a lot of texture to a space, and it's sort of paying homage to when it was built. It's really a nice idea. This one I love. So this is taking your wallpapering. If you have built-ins, you put a really dramatic wallpaper in the backside of the built-in, And it just really, it stands out. This is such a, again, I use that word moody. This is a very moody look, and it reminds me of like an English library in an old country manor or something like that. So yeah, lots of really cool techniques you can do. It's not just your standard white painted brick fireplace.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you, Natalie. And so we have really, the community events haven't changed much at all since last week. So those legacy Christmas lights still going on until January 15th. You want to talk about people that are extending Christmas? Wow. But no, I get it. You put all that work into doing beautiful Christmas lights, and you want to leave them up for people to see, which is awesome. And then we still have that Best of Banff Center Mountain Film Festival World Tour, which is coming to Calgary at the U of C in Mount Royal. There's that whiskey festival, keeps popping up on our feed. And
it's saying something.
What's that?
It's saying something.
I know, it's calling. Chinese Cultural New Year Festival happening really for the next week and a bit here, and then the Lunar New Year celebration. But one thing I think, Natalie, you were trying to interrupt me last week and trying to tell me we're going to the Calgary Home and Renovation Show tomorrow.
Yes, we are. That's going on this weekend.
It's going on this weekend at the BMO Center. Yeah. So we're going to be filming a whole bunch of content for our YouTube channel, which then gets posted onto Facebook as well. If you're watching this on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, just hit subscribe and ring that bell so you know when we post our new videos. But Natalie, what are some things you're maybe looking forward to at the Calgary Home and Renovation Show this weekend, tomorrow?
For me, a lot of it is always, it sounds sort of cheesy, but organization. Like having a place, like sort of building in a property, like or in a room, especially for families. When you have kids, there's nothing worse than walking into a house and they have this beautiful living room and there's 1,000 toys laying on the floor. So it's coming up with new and unique. Yes, I'm looking.
We're looking at you, Jane.
You need to go to the home show.
I need to go to the home show.
Or just subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
Exactly. And also to see what new kitchen trends are coming out.
Awesome. Yeah, so look forward to heading out there tomorrow afternoon is when we were going, and then the content will be up next week, but I'm sure we'll have some great content also for this show next week as we talk about design and trends. And also what I want to talk about too in this video, and we'll talk about it next week in this show, is, okay, all these ideas at the home show are great. Mm-hmm. What actually brings you the best return on investment? Right. Exactly. So I'll do a little number crunching, and we'll have that for you next week. So Jaden, you can look forward to a good honey-do list that Paolo will have.
Yeah, well, it's never ending, right? So add anything else on, it doesn't matter. It's just the infinite honey-do list.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing, sorry, we didn't talk about this, and my apologies. I teased it in the intro. Property tax assessment. So if you got your property tax assessment and you're shocked, we'll take a number. Because we all are, I guess, not shocked, but keep in mind the property tax assessments are from last July, so July 2022. So, as an example, we just actually had an appraisal on our home, and it was very close to the property tax assessment, but that was based from July. So I'm thinking in my mind, there's no possible way our home was worth what it is now back in July. So I will be doing my own number crunching. If this is something you want us to help you out with, we can put a quick, what we call real estate review together for you. And I can certainly throw a link down below in the description on YouTube, and then also in our Facebook pages. But reach out if you want to find out, go back in the time machine and find out what your home is worth in July when they actually did these assessments. And keep in mind, the city of Calgary these are blanket appraisals, right? Mm-hmm. So if you've done some improvements and you've actually applied for permits, they're going to note that, and that's why your assessment might be higher than you thought it was going to be. But it's a blanket appraisal. It's not a true market value. So reach out to us. We're happy to put those together for you. And there's obviously pros and cons. I mean, I don't think there's any cons. It takes a little bit of time, maybe. The pro is you might get your assessment reduced. So with that in mind, we'll leave it there for today, and we'll talk to everyone in 7 days. Have a good week, Jaden.
You guys too.
Thanks. Bye.